in the Family Reformation Project, you teach that family is God's original government. So how does seeing our family through that lens, it may be a terminology that people haven't connected, the term of government to family, how does it help us receive God's gift of order, healing, and identity in our homes?
I can answer this one pretty quick. You'll be happy. Uh, so we cannot not govern. I know that's double negative. Out of God's design is that we're fruitful, that we multiply, and we govern. Meaning, to govern means this: to direct the flow of.
Huh.
That's what government means.
That's good.
So whether it's resources or ideas or laws or whatever we're saying yes to, we're going to allow this, and no to, we're going to disallow this. That is the act of governing. And that's literally what we do. Every individual that has individual agency, that's a theological term, meaning I'm responsible for me to the Lord. I have my choice, my soul, and I, am responsible for that. And I'll give an account for that. And every single one of us will give an account for really how we govern. How did we choose to agree and disagree with beliefs? Because that's governing. Did we agree with God or did we disagree with God? Well, some of both, but there's remedies God made for all that. So this is the connection of governing. Families will govern, individuals will govern, whether they do it intentionally or not, whether they do it for good or bad. We cannot not govern. That's who he made us to be.
And we do it out of the belief of who we are. The two most important, well, there's three, but the two most important questions all of us need to answer is, number one, who is God? Actually, who is he? Who do we believe him to be? And we can't answer the second question is, who am I? If we don't answer that first question as believers, because we came from him. We are his design. And so if we've got a distorted understanding of who our Heavenly Father is, we're going to have a distorted understanding of who we are. And that governing flows out of who we are. The word says, right? As a man or woman thinketh in their heart, so are they. It's out of the heart flow the issues of life.
And so people govern in the earth. I said it earlier. At every phase, different metrons, right? Whatever measure of grace we're called to. You have a national, international ministry. Well, that's your metron. Well, somebody has a family. That's their metron. Somebody has a business, or somebody has a church, or they're a police officer in a community, or they're a musician. And that's God's decision about what he entrusts them with. But in that place, they're actually governing. They can't not govern. Mm-hmm. And so if we believe this, then we have to say, well, where does that get fashioned? It happens in the family. It happens generationally, and it happens. They say, well, it happens in the church. Well, yeah, it does. But, and I'll stop with this. And I love the church. It's his bride, and it's good. But we have to be honest. If we were doing such a good job at discipling our families and discipling our youth and the next generation, 70% wouldn't leave their faith when they get out of high school, at home, and go to college. It wouldn't be that. We have results that are directly screaming that there's a better way. Yeah. And that better way, we believe, is for all of culture, including the church, to teach parents. I don't care what career field you go into, you got to study for it. You got to have some specialized knowledge to be in finance, or even to be in the trades, or if you're going to be you have. And many careers, you have to have ongoing education so that you can stay up to date. We do as coaches and everything. Well, where did we get our training for family? Where was the place that somebody said, no, if you want to do family right, you gotta get some skills, and you got to get some understanding about what this is all about, and you got to keep learning. You got to keep going back. Well, we believe that's the family school. In the one of the answers. There's many that God has risen up, but we can't not govern, and that's something we need to think about,
Yeah.
because the words we speak alone, if we just take that one thing of the words we speak in a day, we will bring life or death to many things around us, many people around us, many assignments around us. So we're powerful in God's design, and we govern, so we better govern well.
Yeah, I like what you're saying, that it kind of starts with some self-governance. And as I, practice my agency of becoming aligned with God, it's then out of that, I bring it into my family. And I think that's so much of what we see with like recovery stories through Pure Desires. We're just trying to encourage parents to take what they're learning in their own healing journey and then through that integrate it into their family. So you're learning emotional awareness and being able to communicate what you're feeling and where it's coming from, and inviting that from your family. You're
Good.
learning about your past pain and the lies that it led you to believe, and how you're now confronting those lies with true experiences of God's love and grace. And so bringing that out and helping your kids see what experiences might they have had that have caused them to believe lies. And it's taking the things I'm learning to bring and again, this is the agency I have. I'm bringing myself in alignment with God.
Yeah.
And as we are as a couple, then just translating to say, oh, how do we, as you said, like out of us, how do we direct that energy as a family and do that together? I really think in that regard, it's maybe more simple and straightforward than we expected it to be.
And when you're doing that, right, that governance of even your personal agency or identity or you as an individual then leads back to being fruitful and multiplying and governing. I'm like, whoa, there's a cycle here. And I think even when it comes to sexual addiction or betrayal trauma, oftentimes sexual addiction floods this river. This is an analogy I've used before, but like there's something powerful to who we are as image bearers and how we steward our body, specifically when it comes to sexuality. And sexual addiction or brokenness often looks like a river flooding. And I love that language of what is governance? Wait, it's to direct the flow of. And so when that river doesn't have direction and it floods, it kills everything. But when our sexuality is governed or stewarded or managed, we are now redirecting the flow. And what happens? A river inside its banks nourishes everything around it, and it is fruitful and it multiplies, and then it's governed again, and we teach other rivers how to be governed. Oh, it's just like,
it's so great. The water in the banks is life-giving. The water out of the banks is life-destroying.
It absolutely is. And
there's revelation here. You guys are getting it, right. You're sensing that the Lord's opening up, and that's a sign to us that we're on to something that He's behind, right? That He designed. Yeah.